In a crowded courtroom, a young boy stands before a judge, his eyes filled with defiance and pain. He is suing his parents for bringing him into a world of suffering. This is the shocking and heart-wrenching premise of Capernaum, a story of survival and the unyielding spirit of a child in the face of unimaginable hardship. The story begins in Beirut, where 12-year-old Zain lives in extreme poverty with his large family. His home is a cramped apartment where he shares space with his many siblings. Despite his young age, Zain takes on the role of a caregiver, running errands, working odd jobs, and looking after his brothers and sisters. His parents, overwhelmed by their circumstances, are neglectful and exploitative, often forcing Zain to work instead of attending school. The environment is chaotic, with constant noise and tension, and Zain's childhood innocence is overshadowed by the harsh realities of his life. Zain's closest bond is with his younger sister, Sahar. When Sahar begins to show signs of puberty, their parents arrange for her to marry their landlord's son in exchange for rent relief. Zain is devastated and tries to protect her, even going as far as stealing sanitary pads to hide her physical maturity. Despite his efforts, Sahar is sent away, and Zain's world collapses further when he learns of her tragic death due to complications from the marriage. This loss leaves him enraged and determined to escape his family's oppressive environment. Unable to bear the pain and injustice, Zain runs away from home. He ends up in a seaside amusement park where he meets Rahil, an undocumented Ethiopian immigrant working as a cleaner. Rahil is struggling to care for her infant son, Yonas, while avoiding deportation. Despite her struggles, Rahil takes Zain in, offering him shelter and food in exchange for helping her care for Yonas. Zain quickly forms a bond with Yonas, becoming a surrogate older brother to the baby. He learns to navigate the harsh realities of life on the streets, using his resourcefulness to find food and keep Yonas safe. The bond between Zain and Yonas becomes a poignant reminder of the love and humanity that can exist even in dire circumstances. However, Rahil's situation worsens when she is arrested during a routine immigration check. She disappears without a trace, leaving Zain alone to care for Yonas. Desperate and with no one to turn to, Zain takes on the full responsibility of keeping the baby alive. He devises ways to survive, including making deals with street vendors and scavenging for supplies. The scenes of Zain pushing Yonas in a makeshift stroller through the bustling streets of Beirut highlight his resilience and determination, even as he faces immense challenges. As Zain's situation becomes increasingly dire, he meets Aspro, a shady man who traffics in forged documents and illegal adoptions. Aspro offers to take Yonas in exchange for helping Zain obtain fake papers to leave the country. Torn between his love for Yonas and his desperation to escape, Zain reluctantly agrees to the deal. The emotional weight of this decision is palpable, as Zain grapples with the guilt of giving up the one person he feels responsible for. Zain's journey takes a dark turn when he returns to his family to confront his parents. He accuses them of neglect and blames them for the suffering he and his siblings have endured. This confrontation leads to the pivotal moment where Zain decides to sue his parents, claiming they had no right to bring him into a world of such pain and suffering. His decision is both an act of rebellion and a cry for justice, as he seeks to hold his parents accountable for their actions. The courtroom scenes are interspersed with flashbacks of Zain's struggles, creating a powerful narrative that highlights systemic issues of poverty, child neglect, and lack of social support. Zain's testimony is heartbreaking and brutally honest, shedding light on the plight of countless children born into similar circumstances. The judge, visibly moved by Zain's words, listens intently as the boy recounts the series of events that led him to this point. In one particularly poignant moment, Zain expresses his wish to prevent his parents from having more children, arguing that no child should endure the suffering he has experienced. Zayn's courage in speaking out against his parents and the system that failed him is both inspiring and heartrending. In the end, Zayn's story sparks a glimmer of hope. While the legal outcome of his case is not the focus, his bravery in bringing attention to his plight serves as a powerful call to action. The film concludes with Zayn being photographed for his identification papers, his face finally showing a faint smile. This final image of Zayn captures the essence of the film, a child's unwavering determination to fight for a better life.